Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Beyond the Mat with me, J. Cole Yoga. You might be wondering what we're doing sitting here in the dark, and that's because today we're talking about aliens. And aliens happen in the dark, don't they? Usually, isn't that how the story goes? So let's first talk about my first time seeing, for sure, a UFO. And I don't mean like looking up at the sky and we see some lights and then they flicker and then they're gone. I mean like full blown flying saucer disc thing. So it was 5, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, in Eastern Passage, Nova Scotia. Eastern Passage borders with the Shearwater Air Force Base, the military Air Force Base that's not really used anymore, but there's still activity going on there. And so we lived in Eastern Passage is a subdivision. It's a little suburbia out there on the mouth of the harbor in Halifax, Nova Scotia. So it's a place where in the morning you can get up and go and look, and you can be the first to see the sunrise on the whole East Coast. Like the sun comes up over the ocean. It's amazing to watch. Anyways, it's a beautiful place to live. And I used to go out and sit on the front steps at nighttime, and after dinner I would go sit on the front steps and just have a coffee and sometimes smoke a joint. And I was sitting there one evening, and it was a cloudy evening, so the clouds were like that layered, those layered clouds like this, one here, one here, one here, one here, all over like that kind of thin layered clouds. And I hear this noise coming, and it sounded like a helicopter. And so I thought, oh cool, it could be, you might get to see a cool like military helicopter or something like that. Which are very impressive to watch fly through the sky. And I heard the sound, and it got louder and louder and louder, and finally, so the row of houses that I lived in, there's pretty much just maybe 2 streets to go, 2 more streets over, and then it was just all Air Force Base stuff. And it's pretty crazy because as there's these 2 military helicopters flying in formation, one here and one here, like this, like flying perfectly. The clouds opened up just enough to see these 2 helicopters together in perfect formation flying through the clouds. I could see them going, and right in between both military helicopters was a black disc, like a black oval flying machine. It wasn't making any noise at all. It didn't spin. It just hovered above. Like you could tell, you could see the metal on it. Actually, it was black metal, and you could see that it wasn't like spinning or anything like that. There wasn't any propulsion coming from it. It was literally just hovering perfectly above, up in the sky, in between these 2 helicopters as they came out of the clouds. And I mean, the clouds only parted just for a brief moment, and then I saw them, and I believe that's why they were probably flying through those clouds at that time of day, thinking that they would be hidden. And yeah, it just so happened it opened up, and there they were, and there I was. And of course, I immediately ran out and told a bunch of people, and they all thought I was crazy, crazier than a bag of hammers. And that's kind of like where we're at in society right now. If you talk about seeing something that most other people haven't seen, they just call you a crazy nut job. And the fact that the front step is where I would go and smoke my joint at night after dinner, that didn't help. Everyone would just kind of make fun of me. They're like, oh, you're out smoking your dope after dinner, weren't you, out on the step? Yeah, yep, sure you're seeing flying saucers, buddy. But I mean, that's just that's their own thing they gotta say, because they're not ready to handle something like a UFO or extraterrestrial life, or things that are weird or out of this world. A lot of people can't handle stuff like that, so they need to put reasons and come up with stories and explain everything away when they can't understand it. They really need to just kind of put a label on it, put it in a box, and put it away. And there, Jay's crazy. That's it. There's no aliens. Jay's crazy. That's it. But I'm not crazy. I know millions of other people have seen this stuff, and I just kind of stopped talking about it after a while. After enough people just kept calling me crazy, I was like, you know what? Sometimes in life, there's things for you. Things are just for you. Sometimes you'll walk out into the forest, you'll go for a walk in a park, and you'll see the most beautiful little clearing, and a deer walks out, and a duck together, and they're best friends, or some crazy shit, you know, and like, you forgot your phone to take a picture of it. You forgot your camera. So what do? I mean, that scene, you just sit there and take it in and enjoy it and love it. That scene was for you only. So take it, love it, enjoy it. Don't beat yourself up because you didn't remember your camera. Embrace the situation because it was just for you. And that's the way I look at a lot of things in life, especially this like UFO encounter. I'm thinking like, well, that was just for me to see. That wasn't for everybody else. They couldn't handle it. They weren't at the right vibrational place to be able to see or handle something like that. And so that's just where we're at, and that's what we're left with. So anyone else out there seeing some flying saucers or discs or lights in the air or anything crazy or cool, feel free to comment below. Subscribe to my YouTube page. And don't forget to donate to this Patreon link. If you would like to donate, you can donate $1 a month. That's $12 a year, y'all. That's nothing. Keep this, I don't know, I gotta come up with some new analogies here. Keep this show floating. Keep this boat floating. Keep this gope bloping. There we go, gope bloping. That'll be the new saying. Peace, love, and light, y'all. Namaste. And all that other good noise. And we out of here, yeah. Ding.